Always good. It's always such a good way to kick off the Trivia Tavern as we get ready for it with that sick fade in case you didn't know, we are kicking off the Trivia Tavern in just a second, a way where you guys can play trivia with us live here in the studio from wherever you're at. All you gotta do is scan the QR code. So if you're joining us from the Media Killers from Poke's session, thank you, buddy. I don't know. I'm always opposite right now. High fives becoming fist bumps are high fives. Yeah. But so yeah, shout out to the guys for taking care of us, leading us in to another night of trivia here at the Trivia Tavern. As we get ready for trivia, I'm going to remind you how it works. All you want to do is scan that QR code, get set up, and get into the game, because what's going to happen is we're going to have some trivia coming your way. Multiple choice trivia, a little bit of everything coming your way tonight. And you'll scan that QR code. We'll take you to the room, and then once we kick off our first game, you'll be getting your answers in, choosing from some multiple choice answers, trying to answer as fast as you can to get the most points that you can. So we're kicking it off here at the Trivia Tavern in just under 9 minutes. As we get set up, make sure you say hey in the chat, drop a line if you're on YouTube, and let us know you're watching. We're going to kick things off here in just a little bit. Yes, sir. Oh no! Sorry, one second. All right, we got people filtering in. Again, if you haven't already, go ahead and scan that QR code. I see we got Mitch Dodge in the chat. LFG, that's right. Let's freaking go with some trivia kicking off in just a little bit. So yeah, we got trivia coming your way. Now, if you haven't played this before, it's pretty straightforward. You want to scan that QR code and go to the website crown.live and enter the code 6EF8K. If you enter that code, it will take you into the room, and that'll be good to do too. Either way, you'll come with your name. You'll put your name into the to the text box, and you'll be ready to go for when we kick off our trivia in just a little bit. Now, trivia, it's typically multiple choice. Sometimes I'll ask you to type in a word, but multiple choice. And the faster you get those answers in, well, the more points you will get. And whoever has the most points at the end of the round, you're going to get some fun little names, something we make up, a little title, an honorific, if you will, for the rest of the episode. And for example, we can actually start talking about our first round of the night. Now, we're actually going to mix it up a little bit. We're going to do a slightly shorter game tonight. We're going to do 3 rounds of trivia. So yeah, just going to take a little bit shorter game approach today, see how that goes, see how you guys like it, and mix some things up. But hey, we see Darren in the chat. Very cool, Darren. Good to see you. So yeah, we'll have a little shorter game tonight. Doesn't mean we're going to always do it shorter. Just want to see and try something a little bit different tonight. Your boy's a little bit under the weather, so that's playing into it too. But don't worry, we're going to have a good time. So we're going to have 3 rounds of trivia, and at the end of those 3 rounds, whoever has the most points at the end of the round will be the Trivia Traveler. Yes, our overall winner for the week. And so with that rule set, that means that you can do a little bit less work and still get a trophy. You too can be like the 2020 Dodgers. So thank you. Yeah, I got a laugh from Jeff in the studio. I kid because I care, kind of. All right, y'all. So yeah, we got players. I see we got 7 people already set up for this game. We are 3 minutes away. Now is a great time to check in. Oh, I didn't even say what this round is. We'll do that in a second. Yeah, so actually, no, let's do that right now. So I like to call this next round of trivia nothing as sweet as trivia about treats. That's right. Pretty straightforward. You guys know we like to have our fun trivia about different confections, sweets, things that we like to eat, delicacies, and this round is no exception. We're going to have a whole round about different sweets, different treats. Whoever wins this round, well, you will be our sweet victor. That's right, because you'll be tasting that sweet victory, so you'll be the sweet victor.
Sweet.
Yes, and there he is. There's the man, the myth, the legend, Jeff Turbo behind the curtain, the guy who makes things happen around here. Yeah, we were just talking off mic about some of the cool stuff we've got coming to the YouTube channel. And yeah, so if you ever miss an episode of Trivia Tavern, we're working on little ways where you guys can still get your trivia fix for those of you that need it straight to the veins. But yeah, Jeff, say hey. Let them know you're out there.
Hey everybody. I don't know if this is working or if it's like.
Oh yeah, our green screen effect is a little. It's playing with it a little bit.
Yeah, it's disappearing. That's okay.
I would say I want to let you guys know that my sweater is not a special effect. It's just that sparkly, and it's really fun. Yeah, it looks really great cool on camera, actually, so I'm pretty stoked about that. All right, y'all. Well, we got trivia coming your way in 2 minutes. Hey, if you've got a favorite sweet treat, favorite dessert, favorite thing you like to snack on when you get that sweet tooth, let us know in the chat, too. Let's see, who do we got? We got Old Owl. Old Owl's in the house. Welcome back, Old Owl. Thank you for joining us once again. Good to see you. So yeah, so we had Darren in the chat. We had Mitch Dodge. So thank you guys for playing as well. If you guys are out there, say hi, say hey. It's always good to connect with you guys in the chat as we get ready for it. Jeff, do you have a sweet tooth? Do you get that like sweet urge for?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Candy.
Pieces.
Yeah, Reese's Pieces are big time. I cannot like buy candy and keep it in the house because it just is something I will eat as soon as it's there. It's not. It's.
Yeah, me three, buddy. Me
yeah,
three.
That's a hard one. I do not keep candy in the house for that reason. I'll go buy candy. Don't get it wrong. I eat candy, but I can't buy the big bag that you're like, oh yeah, I'll come back to this later over the course of 2 weeks. It's no, that will become a one sitting challenge in my house. What else we got out here? Mitch Dodge saying we out here. Yes, we are. We are out here and ready for some trivia.
Sorry if I just turned their volume up on everybody. I apologize. I just hit the limiter.
Oh, it's all good. We're just, we're getting all the kinks worked out, getting all the gremlins figured out, and getting ready for a round of trivia. We got our first round of trivia coming your way in 45 seconds.
45 seconds?
Yes, sir. It is coming up fast, and we got a whole round of trivia.
Way.
You guys know how we like to do it. We got a round of trivia coming your way all about sweet treats, sweet confections, all kinds of fun stuff. Whoever has the most points at the end of this round will be the sweetest victor. And remember that these are multiple choice questions. Sometimes I like to mess with you and throw you some harder questions. You always want to be deliberate. Find your answer as fast as you can, because the faster you answer, the more points you get. The most points at the end of the round is going to be the winner, and the most points at the end of 3 rounds will be the Trivia Traveler.
The fingers you have used to dial are too fat.
An incredibly important point. You want to be deliberate and find that correct answer, because there's no points. You can't take them back. If you get that wrong answer, do not get a fat finger situation. All right, it is time to kick things off with our first question of the night, and it goes like this. Now, what popular candy bar debuted their advertising slogan, "You're not you when you're hungry," in 2010? Now, I'll open up the answers. The answers are going to open up the fastest on your device, and your answers are open now. Was that Twix, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Snickers, or Kit Kat? Once again, what popular candy bar debuted their advertising slogan, "You're not you when you're hungry," in 2010? Was that Twix, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Snickers, or Kit Kat? All right, you got about 10 seconds left to get those answers in. Yeah, we mentioned candy at the top. This is one of my favorite candies for sure. So let's see what you guys thought it was. We had 1 for Twix. We had 7 for Snickers. Your correct answer, that is the slogan for Snickers. Yes, Snickers satisfies. It's also what you eat when you're hungry, and you're not you when you're hungry. The ad campaign would feature like celebrities in the place of your friends and acting like the grouchiest celebrities when they're not, you. All right, let's get your next question on the board. Question number 2. Now, what diminutive snack cake company first cooked up their beloved oatmeal cream pie sweet treat in 1934? Yes, who's responsible for that sweet treat? Is that Little Debbie, Hostess, Dolly Madison, or Tasty Cake? Once again, what diminutive snack cake company first cooked up their beloved oatmeal cream pie sweet treat in 1935? Was that Little Debbie, Hostess, Dolly Madison, or Tasty Cakes? All right, you got a little bit of time left. Get those answers in. I know this is another really popular item. I think this is one of my brother's favorite sweet treats. All right, y'all. Let's see what you guys thought it was. All right, 100% of the answers for Little Debbie. That is the diminutive correct answer. Little Debbie, the maker of that oatmeal cream pie. All right, we're going to continue with question number 3. All right, now renowned French confection, the macaron, is traditionally made with flour derived from which of these nuts? What kind of nut flour are they using for this? Is it macadamia, walnuts, hazelnuts, or almond? Once again, renowned French confection, the macaron, is traditionally made with flour derived from which of these nuts? Macadamia, walnut, hazelnut, or almond? And if you know the correct pronunciation for that, let me know, because I'm kind of winging it. All right, y'all, you got a few seconds left. Macadamia. Macadamia.
Macadamia.
All right, that sounds pretty close. Let's see what we got for you. All right, for this one, we got 2 for macadamia, 6 for almond. Your correct answer. I hope we didn't throw you off, because your correct answer is almond. Yeah, macaron typically made from almond flour. All right, y'all, let's get question number 4. All right, now, what is the name of the brownie-like dessert bar that substitutes brown sugar in place of cocoa? What is that? Is that a sweetie, a blondie, a dainty, or a beauty? Once again, what is the name of the brownie-like dessert bar that substitutes brown sugar in place of cocoa? Is that sweetie, blondie, dainty, or beauty? Few seconds left.
40% of all people know that.
This is something I won't
I'm
go...
getting super hungry.
Right, yeah, I kicked it off with the sweet treat one. This is something I won't go for too often, but if I can get it a la mode with ice cream, I will mess this up. All right, y'all, let's see what you guys thought it was. We had 7 for blondie, 1 for dainty. Your correct answer, I love me a blondie a la mode. Yes, blondie is your correct answer. All right, we're going to do one more, and then we're going to do a mid-round check-in and see how we're doing. See what we got playing so far. We got 8 players so far, and see how you're doing through 5 rounds of sweet treat trivia. All right, y'all. Despite its name, which of these worldly desserts is actually named for a person and not a specific location? So one of these is actually named after a person and not the location in its name. Is it the Baked Alaska, the Boston Cream Pie, the German Chocolate Cake, or the Smith Island cake? Once again, despite its name, which of these worldly desserts is actually named for a person and not a specific location? Is it the Baked Alaska, Boston cream pie, German chocolate cake, or Smith Island cake? About 10 seconds left.
I don't know.
The I don't know soundbite always gets me. I love that one. All right, y'all. Let's see what you guys thought it was. All right, now we're getting a little bit more challenging. This one was more challenging for you. So we had 5 for the Baked Alaska, 1 for Boston cream pie, 1 for German chocolate cake, and 1 for Smith Island cake. All right, let's see which one the correct answer. It's going to surprise a lot of you. It's the German chocolate cake. Yeah, German chocolate cake is actually named for Samuel German, a Texas chocolatier whose chocolate was used in the original recipe in 1957. There's a handful of products like Baker's chocolate, which actually aren't named because they're used for baking. They're named because the person who invented it was last name Baker.
Or Smart and Final.
Yeah.
It's not has nothing to do with marketing. It was Jim Smart, Jim Final.
Isn't that crazy? It's so funny how often that works out. Mookie
And
made
Taco Bell has nothing to do with a Mission Bell. It's actually Glenn Bell.
Oh,
the
really?
inventor of
I did
Taco
not know that. That makes a lot more sense
It's a
then.
provable fact, Danny. You
Very
can put
cool.
it in your repertoire.
Well, yeah, that might be in a future episode of Trivia Tavern. All right. Well, Mookie Mayday in the chat. Thank you for joining us, Mookie, saying he's a baked potato. I often am a baked potato as well. All right, let's see how we're doing so far. Hey, in first place we got Suburban Rain. In second, we've got
Mama in
Cece
third place.
Seville.
My mom
Yeah, and I want to point
playing
that
all
one
the way
out.
from Franklin, PA.
Yeah, Ginny in third right now with 307 points. We got a really close game. So yeah, 380 right now for Suburban Rain, 373 for CC DeVille, and 307 for Ginny. Way to go, y'all, being our top 3 so far. We got 5 more questions to go. Let's see how it changes. We also got Mitch Dodge, 286. Turbo, you're right behind, 275. And then, yeah, everybody else is getting answers in so far. We had some people join us late, but people have gotten over 230 points for the most part in this round. So way to go, Brandy San Diego, Max Snooker, and J-Dog rounding us out. I think I just figured out who Mookie Mayday's handle is because it made me laugh. It's Vlad the Inhaler. That's a great name. And thank you, Jenny, as well, for joining us. All right, y'all. We got 5 more questions. Let's see how you guys do in these next 5 more questions about sweet treats coming your way. It goes like this. Now, the chewy Japanese sweet treat mochi is made from mochi gome, a glutinous variety of which grain? Look at those guys go. All right, y'all. Which one is it? Is it corn, barley, rice, or soybeans? Once again,
The fingers you have used to dial are too
got a
fat.
fat finger situation. You gotta look out for that. I'll read it again. Chewy Japanese sweet treat mochi is made from mochi gome, a glutinous variety of which grain? Is that corn, barley, rice, or soybeans? I don't know if you guys have ever seen people make mochi like that too before, but it's just like, it's always like one guy's slapping it real hard, the other guy's hitting it with a hammer, and I'm just like, how many times has that dude been hitting the hands with a hammer? Like, it's gotta be
a non-zero number.
It's exactly. It's like they're professionals. Maybe it only happens once in a while, but it's definitely happened. I want to know. I need to know. All right, y'all. Let's see your answers. All right, we had 1 for barley, we had 1 for soybean, and 8 for rice. Your correct answer was rice. That's right. Mochi gome comes from rice. All right, y'all, we're going to keep going with question number 7. Now, what sweet purple species of yam is commonly used to make desserts in Filipino cuisine? All right, y'all, what kind of yam is that? Is it lasa, ube, balut, or ulam? Once again, what sweet purple species of yam is commonly used to make desserts in Filipino cuisine? Lasa, ube, balut, or ulam? All right, y'all, you got a little bit of time coming your way. Mookie Mayday in the chat saying, it's good to be the hammer bro, it's bad to be the slapper, which is very true. Yam toes. Darren was saying.
Yantos is a inside joke. With us.
Right. Yantos. That's your guys' friend, right?
Yantos is his
Yantos
name.
is his name. That's
but
right.
We always call him Yamtos.
Very cool. All right, John. Apparently, Mitch Dodge, he's a fan of this. So let's see what you guys thought it was. All right, we had 90% of the answers for ube, with 1 for balut. Your correct answer this time, that is ube. Yes, ube is very popular in a lot of those, like specifically in Filipino culture and a lot of the Southeast Asian cultures. It employs ube in a wide variety of desserts, including ice cream, cake, and donuts in Filipino cuisine. All right, y'all. So yeah, if you haven't had ube, you gotta try it. It's pretty awesome. Let's get to question number 8. Question number 8 goes like this. Which of these is not one of the 3 flavors of Zinger's snack cake made by Hostess? I'm going to show you 4 flavors. 3 of them are the flavors of Zinger's you can find. 1 of them is not. Tell me which one is not a flavor of Zinger. Is it vanilla, chocolate, raspberry, or strawberry? Once again, which of these is not one of the 3 flavors of Zinger's snack cakes made by Hostess? Vanilla, chocolate, raspberry, or strawberry?
40% of all people know that.
All right, your answer's just about in. Let's see what you guys thought it was. All right, so we had 1 for chocolate, 6 for raspberry, and 3 for strawberry. Now, yeah, if you've seen them, they come in the white, black, brown, chocolate variety, and then the red one. And if you're not paying close attention, you might not know what it is. It's strawberry. Sorry. So strawberry, it's the Zinger is not strawberry. The one that they make is raspberry, which kind of throws everyone off because typically you think of like chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry ice cream. Those are always like the flavor combinations.
Like a third,
right.
Choice.
It's definitely not what you think of. But the Zinger that's out there on the shelves is a raspberry Zinger because they do not make a strawberry one. So yeah, a little bit of a curveball. Gotta pay. This one's for the ones who really know the Zinger, know that one. All right, y'all, here we go. We got question number 9 coming your way. Now, the name of the popular French pastry, Queen Amman, comes from the Breton language word for bread and blank. And I did look up how to pronounce that earlier because I had no idea. That's Queen Amman. All right, y'all. That is bread and... Oh, sorry. Let me open it up one more time. Okay. Bread and sugar, bread and salt, bread and butter, or bread and oil. Once again, the name of the popular French pastry, known as Queen Amman, comes from the Breton language words for bread and blank. Is that sugar, salt, butter, or oil? It took me a second to realize that the emoji you sent was a yam or a ham and toes. So yeah, very cool.
That is a yam.
That is a yam?
Potato.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's different emojis on the chat and then up on the screen, so that's kind of funny.
Yeah. Well, right. The one on the iPhone though is the one that shows the toes.
Ah, very cool. And yeah, Mookie Made Asia is in the chat saying, I don't know what this is, but it looks so good. If you've not, so yeah, now I think everybody, if you've never had Queen Amman, you're going to want to try it after this. Let's see what you guys thought it was. All right, y'all. So a lot of you thought it was sugar. 4 for bread and sugar, 1 for bread and salt, and 5 for bread and butter. If you got this one right, this question was your bread and butter. Yeah, it's a bread and buttery treat. That just looks fantastic to me. All right, y'all. We're going to do one more and declare our sweet victor, our winner of the first round here at the Trivia Tavern. But don't forget, we're going to have 3 rounds tonight, and it's going to be a shorter game. Well, whoever has the most points at the end of all 3 rounds, you're going to be our Trivia Traveler. So let's see what happens with this question. Chewy Fruity Candy Starburst was originally known as Blank Fruits when it debuted in England in 1959. So what was that first name for Starburst? Was it Emerald Fruits, Diamond Fruits, Ruby Fruits, or Opal Fruits? Once again, Chewy Fruity Candy Starburst was originally known as Blank Fruits when it debuted in England in 1959. Was that Emerald Fruits, Diamond Fruits, Ruby Fruits, or Opal Fruits? You got a few seconds left to tell me.
I don't know.
All right, answers are in. Let's see what you guys went with. All right, this time we had 2 for diamond and 8 for ruby. Your correct answer was opal.
No
yeah,
way.
so
Whoa,
nobody got
everybody got
credit on this
smoked.
one. This one's a hard one. Opal fruits.
Nobody.
Yeah, and I think this is a big part of the reason why they changed names. I could see people wanting to get diamond fruits or ruby fruits. Opal fruits were renamed Starburst when they were introduced to America in 1968. And the name was eventually phased out in the United Kingdom in the late 90s. So they were calling them opal fruits all the way up to the 90s. Like, yeah. Crazy. But so, yeah, hey, that was a hard question for everyone. So it's going to come down to those other 9 questions. Let's see what we had there. That was funny. Mookie Mayday is like, going back to the Queen of Amon one, it's like, how was the answer not sugar in the sweet treat round? It's because they had the sugar already there. We already knew the sugar was baked in. All right, let's see our standings after 10 questions. All right, here they come. And we're going to start off with our top 3. So let's find out our 3rd place winner with Turbo. Turbo, 549 points in 3rd place. In 2nd, it's CC DeVille holding on 2nd. So let's see who 1st place is. Is it Darren? Suburban Rain. And getting
Personally, I
most
think
of
we got
those
hosed on
answers
that call.
correct. Yeah, there was actually a good gap between Darren and CC DeVille, getting 8 out of the possible correct answers. Mitch Dodge also getting, it's like 8 or 9. Let me go double check it over here. 7. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit smaller on my side of the screen. Well, I'm looking at the screen over here. But yeah, getting 7 out of 10. So just 1 question behind, but it did come down to those points a little bit. And, oh, wait, sorry, I need to plug in my laptop. We will be right. I'll get that going in just a sec.
That's okay. How's everybody doing? Put the temperature of where you're at in the chat.
Yeah, thank you. And no worries. The good thing is my laptop does this thing where it just goes, hey, your battery's about to run out. I'm just going to give you a big warning, and then comes right back on. So, yeah, but now we're good. But let me know what the temperature is, because, in San Diego, it's San Diego cold, but it is San Diego cold. So we can always complain about it a little bit to us and each other, and then, be really sympathetic to everybody else who has to deal with real weather.
It's a backhanded humble brag.
It is. It's one of those things like, oh, I'm cold. And it's like, I'm not going to take away from anybody's feelings. Like, I do feel cold, right? We feel cold.
I am wearing shorts.
Because we are.
Am wearing shorts,
I'm wearing
so.
capris in the studio for sure. But, like, it's legitimately a thing where it's like, yeah, no, other people have to deal with real cold, with real weather. They have to shovel snow off their cars and all that. So if you guys have to deal with it, let us know, because we always appreciate you guys sharing your struggle with us. Starfish fruits, that'd actually be a good name for those too. And then also Old Owl is saying OAT 31 degrees Fahrenheit. OAT. What does that stand for, OAT?
It's probably some airport code that he's nearby.
Ah, okay, cool. Oh, shoot. That'd be great if I knew those, because we did that for our trivia last night.
Oh, yeah, we
right?
just did last
Yeah.
night. Soren, you missed it. And when we did real live trivia, Danny gave a bunch of softballs. We got 10 out of 10. But I was expecting at least BNA to be in there.
It was hard. Yeah. So I
think the toughest one was like Honolulu. Not Honolulu. What was the one before?
O'Hare, a lot of people missed because it's
O'Hare,
ORD.
really? Yeah.
And then there was
Boston
the
one.
BWI for Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore, yeah.
So yeah. So I know some airport codes, but if that's an airport code, let us know. Outside air temperature. Oh, that's outside air temperature.
Yeah,
Franklin,
it's 45
Pennsylvania.
in Franklin. Mom says
Yeah.
it's Franklin, Pennsylvania, which is 2 hours north of Pittsburgh.
12 degrees. Darren, where are you at right now? He says 12 degrees Celsius. That's crazy.
Celsius. He's being Canadian.
Yeah, very, very true. All right. And then Mookie in the chat, it's 57 out also here in San Diego. So thank you guys for letting us know. We appreciate that. And, we appreciate everybody who got those points in that last round. Thank you for playing. We do declare Darren our sweetest victor because he got the most points in that round about sweet treats. So we'll see if we can keep it going and see if we can get more points on the board for Darren, or maybe there'll be the points for you in our next round. And I call this next round True or False Myths, because I got 10 facts about Christmas, and you're going to tell me whether or not they are true or false. So we're going to kick off that round of trivia in just a second. This one's going to work a little bit differently. You're going to have a little bit less time because each question you're only going to have 2 available options. Either the statement I'm going to say is going to be true, or it'll be false. You will try to deduce. The faster you can put in an answer, the more points you'll get. And the most points at the end of this round, well, we're just going to make sure you get added to the nice list. So we got a whole round of questions, quick questions coming your way, all about Christmas. They're going to be facts. You're going to tell me if they are true or false. Darren is in Chula Vista. Oh, right, because 13 degrees Celsius would be what the temperature is,
like
right?
50
Yeah.
degrees or 55.
Okay, so Darren, I'm not sure how much you'll appreciate this because we talk about the Canadian stuff all the time. The way I always remember how to do Celsius to Fahrenheit conversion is double it and add 30. And it's close, right? Like, so if you think about like...
And 40C and 40F negative is the same.
Wait, what?
Negative 40 Fahrenheit, negative 40 Celsius are the same.
Okay, that's weird. I did not know about
That
that.
is also a really cool trivia that you can put in your repertoire.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But yeah, so like if you have like, because what's the freezing point? The freezing point of water in Celsius is 0, right? And in Fahrenheit it's 32. So if you double 0, add 30, it's 30 degrees, 32.
Yeah, but
You're
like
kind of close.
50C is like 120 degrees.
Uh-huh.
So that theory doesn't. You said double it and add 30.
Well, no, but isn't the boiling point for water 100 degrees Celsius?
Right. So like when it gets really hot in like Qatar, it'd be like
Yeah.
50C, and that's like 120, 110.
Yeah,
100.
that's pretty close to that temperature.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so
double.
you
and
double
then
the
add
number
30.
in Celsius. It's not going to be exactly accurate,
Okay.
but it's fairly close. Well, here's the thing, that you know where I got that from. If you ever watch the Canadian sketch comedy series SCTV,
Of course. Yes.
they had the Mackenzie brothers.
Yeah. Bob and Doug.
Bob and Doug McKenzie. Yeah,
Yeah.
so you guys are gonna go on a really weird tangent with me right now.
Yeah. Strange Brew.
So
Great White
Strange
North.
Brew, they also had an album. It was a comedy sketch album.
Yeah.
And one of them, they are talking about the whole difference of metric system and the standard system. And they were talking
Yeah.
about like switch, because I don't know if Canada had adopted the metric system, like, right? But I think this is around the time that they're adopting it.
Yeah, right.
And so they're like, oh yeah, everything's gonna be on the metric system. So like if we had, and they explain the temperature one, and it's kind of close to right, but then they use it for everything else. It's like, oh, so if we had like 6 beers, but then we had, how many metric beers would we have? It's like, oh man, that's like
funny.
that's 42 metric beers, man. We should switch to the metric system. So
Hilarious.
yeah, thank you guys for going on that tangent with me. So that's how I keep track of the conversion rate Celsius to Fahrenheit. Darren, let me know if any of that made any sense to you. Temperature on an average decreases 2 degrees Fahrenheit per 1,000 feet of altitude from sea level. Ooh, that's a fun trivia fact. That's really that kind of, and you're right. There's so many things that go into affecting temperature, weather.
And OAT means outside air temperature.
Outside air temperature, yeah. ISA is at sea levels of 59 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 degrees Celsius at 29.9.2 pressure, which 15 degrees Celsius, which as we went over with Darren, he said 13 degrees Celsius, so pretty close. Just saying, double it at 30. 15 doubled at 30 is 60 degrees, so like that's pretty close on
The
there.
one that blew my mind was the flipping the percentages, like 8% of 25, 25%.
Oh,
of 80.
yeah. That's the fraction stuff's weird, man. Like, but it's
Yeah,
cool.
but the percentages one, I still can't wrap my head around, really.
Yeah, I remember learning it, and I think it's one of those things that like I learned it and immediately was like out of the mind forever. Never gonna think about this again. Yeah, it's not something like fractions. Like I can do some mental math, but if somebody approaches me and is like, "Oh yeah, like what's the 3/8 plus 4/5?" Like, nah, get me out of here.
Especially when you can just ask, Amazon.
Yeah,
or
right.
Alexa or whatever.
I have a calculator. I mean, that's the whole thing, right? Where they're told
You'll
you're not
never
gonna
have a calculator in your pocket all the time.
Yeah, jokes on you. One handful of teachers that said that to
all
all
those
of us.
teachers that said that.
Yeah, it's the silliest thing. That's like, yeah, no, we actually do. We just really do. And it's, yeah. What's funny is like, I bet the person who because it's like all phones have a calculator now, and it's super helpful. But I bet the first person who came across that idea, like the first person who put it on a phone, did it because he had one of those teachers. It's like, I'm going to show her, right? It was just like, I'm going to put this calculator on. And now I'm going to always have a calculator everywhere I go because I'm going to have this phone on me. And it's just like, yeah, that's
I mean, that was the
kinda
big
genius.
joke with the nerds in the pocket protector. They had like a calculator in the pocket protector, so they always did have a calculator in their pocket, even like from the 80s on.
All right. So, yeah. Time's just weird, man. I talk about this all the time. Things truly can't be weirder. Going back to that whole thing about
Fun will now commence.
German chocolate, named after a dude whose last name was German. Things are weird out here in these streets. All right, y'all. Speaking of weird, I'm going to have 10 facts coming your way all about Christmas. Some of them are true, some are false. It's going to be your job to tell me which ones are which. The faster you get your answers in, the more points you'll get. And whoever has the most points at the end of this round, you're going to be added to the nice list. That's right. I have that kind of pool with Santa, and we're going to get you put on the nice list. We're going to get you sorted and figured out for that situation. All right, y'all. We got 30 seconds. Now, I mentioned earlier, these are going to be slightly shorter time situations. You're going to only have 25 seconds now to figure out if it's going to be true or false. So the faster you answer, the more points you get. You only have two options. It's really just going to be on you to kind of decide how true you think some of these things are. All right, our first question for our true or false round coming your way in 5 seconds. Here we go. Now, Christmas Day is one of the busiest days for movie theaters in the U.S. And these are all going to be facts. I'm going to present them as facts. You're going to tell me if it's true or false. So, is that true or false? Your answers are now open. Once again, Christmas Day is one of the busiest days for movie theaters in the U.S. Is that true or is that false? All right, I'm going to give you a little bit more time to think about it. Come back with your next question in a sec. All right, y'all, let's see what you guys thought. Is this true or is this false? 100% of our answers for this round saying that it's true. Your correct answer, that is 100% true. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I do find myself at the movie theaters pretty frequently on Christmas Day. The week between, and there's always the big blockbusters they put out on Christmas Day. The week between December 24th and January 1st typically accounts for up to 5% of annual box office revenue, with Christmas Day being one of the busiest days for movie theaters the entire year. So if you go to the movie theaters on Christmas Day, be nice and pick up after yourself, because those people working there are going to be dealing with a lot. All right, question number 2. Now, Toronto, Canada hosts the longest running Santa Claus parade in the world. Is that true or false? Once again, Toronto, Canada hosts the longest running Santa Claus parade in the world. Is that statement true or is it false? You got 10 seconds left. All right, you got an answer in. Let's see what you thought it was. All right, now this one was more split. We had 56% of the answers, 5 for true, 4 for false. Your correct answer this time, that is also true. Yes. Yeah. Last time I did a little bit of the one true, one false. I'm going to mess with you. Now he's going to follow the same patterns. All right. So the Toronto Santa Claus Parade was first held in 1905. In addition to being the oldest Santa Claus parade in the world, it's also one of the largest parades in North America. Oh, and Mikey pointing out, Mookie in the chat, sometimes I confuse Oh Christmas Tree with Oh Canada. And yeah, we both have the same brain in that regard. I kind of do that too. All right, question number 3 coming your way. Now, 10 of the days in the song 12 Days of Christmas feature birds as gifts. Is that true or is that false? So how many days in the 12 Days of Christmas song feature birds as gifts? This quote is saying that it's 10 of them. I'm asking you to tell me, is that true or false? I'll say it one more time. 10 of the days the song 12 Days of Christmas feature birds as gifts. True or false? Trying to think of the lyrics to this song as you answer, I bet. Let's see what you guys thought it was. All right, we had 5 for true and 3 for false this time. Your correct answer, that is false. Yeah, so only 6 days in the 12 Days of Christmas feature Birds' Gift. They're just all at the front of the song, right? Partridge in a Pear Tree, Two Turtle Doves. After 6, then it becomes all bunch of other things.
Golden rings. And
yeah, golden rings are number
pear
5.
trees.
Right, but then after that you get to like Maids of Milkin. Like they
I forgot about the maids of milking.
yeah, there's a lot of
so
other.
a maid is a milking. That's like a woman milking.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about.
Like a bunch of maids that milk.
It's a weird song, but that's what I mean. Everybody just remembers the 5 golden rings, right? And so that's kind of where people stop.
Maids of milking.
Yeah. It's a weird song. Go look up the other. It's a lot to give someone too for the 12 Days of Christmas. Yeah, go look into it. All right, let's get to question number 4. Now, the first edition of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol sold out in just 5 days in December of 1843. Is that true or is that false? Once again, the first edition... Sorry, I saw a comment in the chat. The first edition of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol sold out in just 5 days in December of 1843. Is that true or is that false? Old Owl just saying milkers in the chat. Yeah, they're definitely getting some milkers gifted to them. Speaking of being like a little bit like, oh, I made a dirty joke. Charles Dickens loved to do that, so it's an incredibly appropriate time. All right, let's see the answers you guys went with. Once again, a close split. We had 5 for true and 4 for false. Your correct answer was... That's true, yeah. A Christmas Carol was so popular at its time of release that it sold out in just 5 days. Published on December 19th of 1843, the first edition sold out by Christmas Eve. And by the end of 1844, there had been 13 printings. So this was one of the most popular books of its time. Basically, the new Charles Dickens came out and everybody lost their mind. It was like Kendrick Lamar of his time. All right, y'all. Yeah, Mookie Mayday just said it. Hey, the new Dickens just dropped. All right, let's see your 5th question, then we'll check in and see how we're doing. Now, 1947's Miracle on 34th Street is the only Christmas movie ever nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. Is that true or is that false? Once again, 1947's Miracle on 34th Street is the only Christmas movie ever nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. Is that true or is that false? Yeah, his name was Dickens. He couldn't help but put in some dirty things into his book.
Pretty good.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff where if you read into all of his works, it's like, yeah, he's a kind of weird dude. But hey, he wrote some pretty cool stuff. All right, answers in. Let's see what you guys thought. So we had 7 answers, 88% of our answers for true. We had 1 for false. Your correct answer, you guys forgot about It's a Wonderful Life. Yes,
no
It's a Wonderful Life also nominated. So only one person
way.
getting that right. Anytime we only get one person, I always kind of like to check in and see who's that one person. Let's see who it was. CC DeVille. Way to go, CC DeVille. Getting that one right. Now let's see how we're doing so far through 5 questions. Well, hey, right now in first place, it's Turbo, 374. In second, we've got 280 points for Vlad the Inhaler. And right behind, it's CC DeVille at 274 points. But you can see from these questions, it's a little bit more difficult, right? Trying to find the truth, trying to figure out when I'm fibbing to you. Because right now the breakdown goes that most of our people are getting 3 or 2 of them for this round.
I have ChatGPT's response for explaining what maids of milking is.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to know what ChatGPT says
Right.
this is, right?
So, this line refers to dairy maids, who are women employed to milk cows. In traditional English and European farm settings, dairy maids were responsible, blah, blah, blah. So maids of milking symbolizes these women engaging in their daily work. It's an image invoking pastoral life, many stages of gift giving that escalate throughout the song. The phrase itself has become iconic, embodying a piece of agricultural history and continued traditional festive imagery.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I said, so they were given women as a gift, right? In which they responded, not exactly in the context of the 12 days of Christmas, the maids of milking refers to the traditional scene, yada, yada, yada. So in the song, each gift represents different aspects of life and nature, often with symbolic
Got
meanings.
it.
For instance, the 5 golden rings are often interpreted as symbols of wealth and prosperity, while the 4 calling birds might represent the spreading of good news or joy.
Okay.
So not literal,
it's
obviously.
very poetic about like what these things mean. They represent different parts of rural and agricultural life.
Yeah,
which
I mean, look at AI bringing us all together, learning something today. It's great.
We'll fact check that later too, because it could
Right,
could
there's
be
no sources here.
It could be we go back later. I'm like, no,
Yes,
actually it was.
actually they were slaves,
Yeah.
and they were given every year to the farmers next door.
So
They gave their daughters.
we'll look into that. Either way, let's get back into it. Let's get our next 5 questions up on the board. I've given you several indentured servants. Marry me. Yeah, thank you, Mookie.
It could have been like that.
It might have. I think it was. All right, question number 6. Now, Pope John Paul II was the first pope to install a Christmas tree at the Vatican. Is that true or is that false? Yeah. Maybe you don't know that much about the Christmas tree. When do you think that started actually popping up in the Vatican?
John Paul II, you need to know when that was.
Yeah, that's another part of it too. But yeah, Pope John Paul II was the first pope to install a Christmas tree at the Vatican. Is that true or is
40%
that
of all
false?
people know that.
I want to go back to a Dickens thing too real quick. I won't get into all of it. But you know the Raven in Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven is inspired by Charles Dickens' pet raven?
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Charles Dickens and Edgar Allan Poe were tight. All right, y'all. Let's
They
see.
seem peas and pods.
Yeah. All right. So we had another one. We had 5 for true. We had 3 for false. Your correct answer was? That's true. Yes. Pope John Paul II was the first pope to have a tree at the Vatican. Let me see. I have a fun fact here. I can tell you when that happened. The first Vatican Christmas tree went up in 1982 during the papacy of John Paul II. So it didn't happen until the 80s. This is also a semi-recent development. All right, y'all. Question number 7. Now, this traditional holiday eggnog cocktail is made with brandy and rum and served hot. I'm going to say that again. This traditional holiday eggnog cocktail made with brandy and rum and served hot is known as an Amos and Andy. Is this cocktail known as an Amos and Andy? Is that true or false? Once again, this traditional holiday eggnog cocktail made with brandy and rum and served hot is known as an Amos and Andy. Is that true or is that false? And as I sit here thinking, like, if I was going to have, I'm not a person who likes eggnog, but if I was going to have it, I would want to have it with brandy and rum. That's how I'm going to have it. So, is that an Amos and Andy though?
It's like there's a stick of cinnamon in there too. And
It
some
looks
nutmeg on top.
It looks really great. I'm not. It's the consistency I don't like about eggnog. But let's see. Do you guys like eggnog? Let me know in the chat. All right. This time we had 3 for true. We had 6 for fake or false. Your correct answer is. That is false. Yeah, way to go if you put down false. Now, it's actually known as a Tom and Jerry and is popular in northern Midwest United States.
Isn't Amos and Andy a little loaded also, like racially?
I think that there is some stuff there, but yeah, I don't know too much of it, but yeah,
Cookie company, right? Like
no, there's famous Amos.
Oh,
That's yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Famous Amos.
And then
is
I got
great.
it interpreted as like Aunt Jemima, so maybe I just
There's something in like Reconstructionist stuff. I think I'm not super familiar. But yeah, so sorry. Now I had some stuff in the chat I want to catch up on. Are there nogs that don't have egg? Yeah, that's where I'm looking for. Old Owl is saying he drinks a gallon of it every year, and and Darren I think might be letting us know that yeah, there is some racial connotation to Amos and Andy. So yeah, we'll maybe find out something about that later. I don't know if that was the right time for a woo. No, we're just messing around. All right, Sean. Now here's another question for you. The candy cane was invented in England in the late 1600s. Is this true or is this false? All right, y'all. Here comes that question again. The candy cane was invented in England in the late 1600s. Is that true or is that false?
That is a thinker.
All right, your answers are in. Let's see what you guys went with. All right, we had 6 for true. We had 3 for false. Your correct answer this time, that is false. Yes, candy canes actually originated in Germany in 1670 and quickly spread throughout Europe. So yeah, their roots are in Germany for the candy cane. All right, we got 2 more of these, and then we'll see how we did with our true or falseness round of trivia. Now, here's an interesting character. Russia celebrates the holiday with a mythic figure similar to Santa Claus named Dead Moros. Is that true or is that false? Yeah, how much do you know about Russian Christmas? Russia celebrates the holiday with a mythic figure similar to Santa Claus named Dead Moros. Is that true or false? All right, y'all, we got your answers in. Oh yeah, Ben, if you're jumping in, if you want to play with us, you can scan that QR code in the bottom and you can actually answer along. But appreciate you jumping in there. Throw out, hang out, play with us. Let's see what you thought of this question. Now, answers are, we had 5 for true, we had 4 for false. Your correct answer this time, that is true. Yeah. So the literal English translation of the Russian Dead Moros is Grandfather Frost. So that's how you say Grandfather Frost in Russian. And that is the name of that character you see there, who's kind of like Santa Claus, but blue, which is just, all right, cool.
It's like a different,
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, Coke, Pepsi.
Right? That's kind of exactly what it feels like. It's like, it's you know what it feels like? It's that whole like, hey, it's cool if you copy my homework, just change it a little bit, right?
Right.
Like, yeah. I mean, it's
It
Santa
literally
Claus.
kind of is Coke and Pepsi.
It really is. Like that's the Coke to our Santa Claus Pepsi. Dead morons from Old Owl. All right. So thank you for getting in with that question, and let's see your final question for this round. All right, now this is a wild move if it's true. Authoritarian Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro moved Christmas from December to October in 2024. Is that true or is that false? Once again, authoritarian Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro moved Christmas from December to October in 2024, which, in case you forgot, is this year. Did that happen? Is that true or is that false? You got about 10 seconds left. All right, answers are in. Let's see what you guys went with. All right, even split this time, 50-50 split. It's so insane that it feels like it's false, but it's real. Yeah, 1 second, let me get that answer. Yes, it is true.
No way.
In a move clearly designed to distract Venezuelans from some of his more questionable political maneuvers, President Nicolas Maduro decreed in September of this year that Christmas would be moved up from December 25th to October 1st. He straight up saw everything else being like, you know what, Christmas is just encroaching on Halloween more and more and more. Let's just put it right in front of Halloween this year. No, it's a trap. That is of all the authoritarian things like to do, right? It's like, you know what, in Christmas, the thing that like is ancient and kind of not really, but we celebrate it, whatever. We're moving that up to the 1st of October. That is just a wild flex. But he did it, and that really happened. So let's see what you guys got in that round. Yeah, Mitch Dodge, just with a wow. You don't really have anything else you can say about it. Just crazy what authoritarians think that they can just get away with, and sometimes they do. All right. In third place for this round, we had Brandy San Diego. Way to go, Brandy San Diego, with 530 points in third place. Right ahead, it's Mitch Dodge with 617 points. The power couples. And in first place, Hey, Turbo, you were able to decipher true and falseness better than anybody else
in this
in
room
that round.
is now dumber for having listened to it.
Yeah.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I feel like that's a great representation for that round.
Yeah, I just was poking.
It's great. I mean, sometimes with these, I'm just kind of like the things that seem like they're, oh, that's got to be true. No, that's false. And the things that can't possibly be true. No, that's real. We live in a satirical time. Let's see how everybody else did. We had 429 points for CC DeVille, 424 points for Suburban Raid, Vlad the Inhaler, 377, J-Dog, Max Snooker, Ginny, and Casserole rounding us out. Mitch Dodge, he's also trying to get that 3rd week in a row streak. So, Mitch, you are stacking up your points. You might be the first person to do it and
Once
get that
again, if you're
3rd
just
Trivia
watching
Traveler.
also, I don't mean to interrupt you there.
Oh, you're good.
But if you're watching and you want to get on this board, you just scan that code.
Yeah, Ben, I don't know if
along
you're
with
still Ben Steele. I saw you jumping in the chat and letting us know some answers. If you want to jump in, we got another round of trivia coming your way in just a second. You got a chance to get in and get those points. We love everybody who plays along and just does it their own way. But if you want to try to get those points and get them in the game, now's the time, because we got one more round of trivia coming your way tonight, and then we're going to declare our Trivia Traveler. So you have a chance to win one of our fun titles, right? Turbo, guess what? You're on the nice list now because you won that round. And next round, we're going to give away another title. So now it's time.
Mitch was right there, though.
Oh, yeah. Mitch was right behind you.
Right there. And, the pack, the Peloton right there is, from 429 to 296. I mean, that's only 2 questions.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the majority of our group was right there. I mean, it was hard, right? Most people, unlike some rounds where it's like a lot of people are going to get a lot of them, this one, you're going to kind of needle and get hopefully a good amount, but it could be really random. I think like when we had just one person getting it right. So with that said, we're going to have more, binary choice rounds coming up for future Trivia Trivia Taverns. Blah. But we're going back to some multiple choice trivia with another one. Well, it's some random trivia, some random media trivia to end the night. That's right. That end is in quotes because all of the things we're going to be talking about, it's going to be movies, music, and TV shows that feature the word end in their title. So we'll kick off that round in just a little bit.
Pretty good.
Thank you. Yeah. A little bit of fun stuff for you. So we're going to have some movie trivia, some music trivia.
And tonight's the final round.
And that's why I always wanted to put the end at the end of the night. Whoever has the most points at the end of this round, well, you'll be the finale finisher. Yes, the person with the most points at the end of this round will be the finale finisher. Maybe it'll be somebody who won one of our rounds already. Maybe it'll be Darren. Maybe it'll be Mitch. Maybe it'll be somebody new. And all the points you've acquired so far will be added together to declare our Trivia Traveler in just a little bit. So that's all coming your way in about 5 minutes. 5 minutes till your final round of trivia for the night. And again, normally we do 5 rounds of trivia here at the Trivia Tavern. I mentioned earlier, I'm not 100% tonight. We're just playing with it a little bit, see how a shorter version of this format goes. But mostly, we're going to be back to doing 5 rounds of trivia next week. And most of our weeks, we're just going to kind of keep playing with the format. The cool thing is that the Trivia Tavern can be really anything we decide we want it to be. So as we play around with it, we always just want to say we appreciate you guys for coming through and checking us out with it. Thank you for playing. Thank you for getting those answers in. And thank you for saying hey in the chat. We've had a good active chat tonight. Everybody's been
absolutely.
super
And you know what, guys?
plugged in.
Give us your opinion. Danny's not lit correctly. Jeff talks too much. The sound bites suck.
No, yeah. We always encourage
us know.
feedback, right? Like if there's something we can do to make
Always
it a better
evolving.
show, we want to make it the best show we can, right? Additionally, if you guys can, the other thing that really helps us out, make sure you're liking the show. Make sure you're following on Twitch, on YouTube. You're hitting the subscribe button. Make sure, even just liking each video is super cool. And then too, if you got friends that you think might be into it, maybe it's not for all of your friends, right? But some people who are like, oh, you like trivia? Check this out. You can play trivia from home. You can play trivia from the comfort of like your couch, your bed, right? You don't got to go anywhere to play trivia. You can do it right here with us. And you can get in the chat, and I'm going to shout you guys out and say some fun stuff, and we're going to have some fun little stories along the way. So that's what we do. Let your friends know who you think might be into it to come play with the Trivia Tavern with us. And of course, like, share, or like and subscribe, because those also help us tremendously. All right, y'all. We got our next round of trivia coming your way in just over 4 minutes.
Looks like Mookie's got to go do some homework, but we will see him next time.
Yeah, shout out Mookie. Thank you guys. Thank you for playing. Good luck with the homework. I'm really curious what that is, but good luck with the homework, and farewell, Mookie. Thank you for stopping by and playing with us. Always good to have you at the Trivia Tavern. We'll see you again soon, buddy. Do I watch this in YouTube? So I'll use YouTube Studio to look at the clips and stuff like that. But I typically don't watch it back. Oh, right. Yeah. Oh! I still like that note that Old Owl put where we're talking about the Nicolas Maduro thing. He's like, yeah, man, the coke is strong in Venezuela. That is still... Because, like, you know, you hear all the time, like, news stories about, like, authoritarians and despots and world leaders, and, like, they are crazy. But when you're not there, you don't know the level of crazy to which they are, right? And it's like, to be like, cool. Because just, it's so random, right? Cool, we're going to take Christmas, we're going to just move it out of December, and put it right there at the beginning of October.
Yeah, he probably said something like God told him to move
right,
it or something.
right. And it's like, you just like, oh, what? Okay, I guess we're just doing this now. Christmas, like, whatever. All right, it's Christmas now, guys. Especially because, like, yeah, I don't know. All of that's just crazy. So the coke is strong in Venezuela. All right, y'all. Well, we've got one more round of trivia coming your way. This one's going to end the night because it is our random media trivia to end the night. We're going to have all kinds of questions coming your way. This time about pop culture. We're going to have some music trivia, some TV trivia, and some movie trivia. All of them feature the word "end" somewhere in their name. I'll be asking you questions about those medias. Whoever has the most points at the end of this round will be the finale finisher. And don't forget, you do want to scan that QR code and get set up. The faster you get your answers in, the more points you get. But you want to avoid the fat finger situation and get as many points as you can. Yes, you don't want to hear that sound in your head when you get the wrong answer in because you went too fast. All right, last round of the night kicking off in just 5 more seconds. This one is our trivia to end the night. All right, now, the Avengers must travel through time and space to steal back the all-controlling blank stones from Thanos in Avengers Endgame. Now, what are the names of those stones? Are they the Endless Stones, Infinity Stones, Unlimited Stones, or Limitless Stones? Once again, the Avengers must travel through time and space to steal back the all-controlling blank stones from Thanos in Avengers Endgame. Are those the Endless Stones, the Infinity Stones, the Unlimited Stones, or the Limitless Stones? One of them's the correct answer. You got a few seconds left to tell me. All right, answers are in, and we had 9 answers for the Infinity Stones and 1 answer for the Unlimited Stones. Your correct answer, those are Infinity Stones. Yes, the Infinity Stones. And apparently, scientists conducted a real-life research study in 2020 to see how much energy would actually be required to control the Infinity Stones if they were real. I have no idea what they discovered, but scientists, do something else with your time.
Yeah, fucking A, right. Like, come on.
That's an interesting investment of time.
Yeah, really. Let's please move on.
All right. Question number 2. This one's a music question. What rapper's Izzo crashes into Linkin Park's In the End on the 2004 collaboration album Collision Course? Is that Jay-Z, Ludacris, 50 Cent, or Eminem? Once again, what rapper's Izzo crashes into Linkin Park's In the End in the 2004 collaboration album Collision Course? Is that Jay-Z's, Ludacris's, 50 Cent's, or Eminem's? You got a few seconds left.
40% of all people know that.
I don't know.
All right, answers are in. Let's see what you went with. All right, we had 50% of the answers for Jay-Z, 4 answers for Ludacris, and 1 for 50 Cent. Good split that time. Your correct answer was Jay-Z. Yes. In case you haven't heard this was part of an MTV project, right, where they had 2 artists come in. But these guys put down an album. It's 5 tracks long, but it's freaking awesome, and it's all mashups of Jay-Z and Linkin Park songs. I highly recommend you check it out. All right. Question number 3. Now, what is the magical flying luck dragon that Atreyu befriends in the beloved 1984 fantasy film, The Never-Ending Story? Answers available. Is that Draco, Aragon, Falcor, or Spyro? Once again, what magical flying luck dragon does Atreyu befriend in the beloved 1984 fantasy film, The Never-Ending Story? Is that Draco, Aragon, Falcor, or Spyro? 10 seconds left. All right, answers are in. Let's see what you thought it was. All right, we had 1 for Aragon and 9 for Falcor. Your correct answer, that is Falcor, the luck dragon. And yeah, Anana, or Adriana in chat, isn't there a band named Atreyu? And there is. That's where they get their name from. They were fans of The Never-Ending Story nearly as much as I was. And also, those other dragons are fictional dragons from other universes. Spyro's video game dragon, Aragon from the Aragon book series. Draco, I'm not sure where that's from, but I'm sure it's another fictional dragon as well. All right, y'all. Question number 4. Now, which rock band's epic, nearly 12-minute song, The End, scores this iconic firefight sequence from 1979's Apocalypse Now? So yeah, this is a sequence from Apocalypse Now. One of these acts has a song called The End that plays during that scene. Is that the Rolling Stones, the Eagles, the Doors, or Iron Butterfly? Once again, which rock band's epic, nearly 12-minute song, The End, scores the iconic firefight sequence from 1979's Apocalypse Now? The Rolling Stones, Eagles, The Doors, or Iron Butterfly? All right, 10 seconds left. All right, answers are in. Let's see what you thought it was. All right, we had 1 each for Eagles and Iron Butterfly and 7 for The Doors. Your correct answer this time, that was The Doors. Yes, The Doors, your correct answer. All right, we've got a couple more questions, then we'll check in and see how people are doing. Question number 5. Actually, we'll do that after this one. Now, who makes this cameo? Who makes a surprise cameo as Danny McBride's pet in the post-apocalyptic Seth Rogen comedy, This Is the End? So who is under that mask? Is that Dwayne Johnson, Matthew McConaughey, Channing Tatum, or Ryan Reynolds? once again. Who makes a surprise cameo as Danny McBride's pet in the post-apocalyptic Seth Rogen comedy This Is the End? Dwayne Johnson, Matthew McConaughey, Channing Tatum, or Ryan Reynolds? All right, you got a few seconds left. All right, answers are in. Let's see who you thought it was. We had 1 for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, 2 for Matthew McConaughey, and 5 for Channing Tatum, with 1 for Ryan Reynolds. Your correct answer, that was Channing Tatum. Yeah, one of the funniest scenes in the movie is when the mask comes off and is revealed to be Channing Tatum. All right, let's see how we're doing through 5 questions so far. All right, in first place, once again, it's Max Nuker. Max Nuker killed it in our last round of the night last week. He's got 430 points now. We got J-Dog in second place, 367 points. And Brandy San Diego with 360. Mitch Dodge with 319. Churbo, you got 287. CC DeVille, 270. So most of our players have over 200 points. So pretty close round so far. Might see how it shakes out in the back half, especially because with the shorter week, we're going to maybe see a big flip at the end of this. This round might be the one that really makes a difference. So let's get our last 5 questions in the bag and find out who will be our Trivia Traveler and our finale finisher. All right, question number 6. Now, for this one, I'm going to show you 4 options. You're going to drag and drop them into the correct order and hit submit. Once you hit submit, that'll lock in your answers. So for this question, I want you to list these beloved sitcoms in the order in which they ended their respective television reigns. So we're looking for which one, or the order in which these ones had their finale, I should say. All right, your answers available are MASH, Seinfeld, Everybody Loves Raymond, and Cheers. So you're going to arrange those in the order in which they ended or when they had their finale. The earliest finale will be the top of your list. So once again, list these beloved sitcoms in the order in which they ended their respective television reigns. You had MASH, Seinfeld, Everybody Loves Raymond, and Cheers to choose from. And you've got a few seconds left. All right, let's see what you thought it was this time. All right, now this is our top voted answer. We had MASH, Cheers, Seinfeld, and Everybody Loves Raymond. And that is the correct order. Yeah, so it looks we had 67% of our guesses correct. MASH was 72 to 83, Cheers 82 to 93, Seinfeld 89 to 98, and Everybody Loves Raymond from 96 to
Mitch
2005.
Says he did it backwards.
What's that?
Mitch says he did it backwards.
Mitch did it upside down. Yeah. Okay. Let me see if I don't think I can see. Yeah, I would give that to you, but unfortunately, I don't think I actually have a way I can correct that. So, yeah, usually we're looking for our earliest entry at the top, but we'll see how it goes, Mitch. My bad. I wish I would have explained that a little bit clearer for you. All right, question number 7. Now, what legendary musician makes a cameo appearance as a powerful pirate lord in 2007's Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End? Is it Tom Petty, Keith Richards, Paul McCartney, or Eric Clapton? Once again, what legendary musician makes a cameo appearance as a powerful pirate lord in 2007's Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End? Tom Petty, Keith Richards, Paul McCartney, or Eric Clapton? You tell me which one makes that cameo. I feel like all those rockers have a little bit of pirate qualities about them, so it might be just about any of them, but one is the correct answer. All right, we got your answers in. Now this time we had 1 for Tom Petty, 7 for Keith Richards, and 1 for Eric Clapton. Paul McCartney's the one that I was like, he's the least piratey of the bunch. But your correct answer was Keith Richards. Yeah, Keith Richards. Fun fact, when Johnny Depp was kind of creating the character of Jack Sparrow in his head, he heavily based his mannerisms and like appearance and things like that off of Keith Richards. So that was a little bit of a reference to the creation of the character.
Interesting.
Keith Richards in the final, or in that, sorry, at the time it was the final, the third film, plays Johnny Depp's character's dad, Jack Sparrow's dad.
That Keith Richards is still alive.
He is. Yeah. That dude's gonna outlive us all. That like I don't know what it's good at the end. There's a Robin Williams joke at the end of the apocalypse. It's gonna be Keith Richards and all the cockroaches, and he's gonna be like, I snorted your dad, and it's like, yeah, that dude is gonna survive us all. All right, let's get question number 8 on the board. Now, this is a wild one. What infamously unstable record producer reportedly held punk band The Ramones hostage at gunpoint while recording 1980s end of the century? All right, was that Phil Spector, Quincy Jones, Jerry Wexler, or Sam Phillips? Once again, what infamously unstable record producer reportedly held punk band The Ramones hostage at gunpoint while recording 1980s end of the century? Was that Phil Spector, Quincy Jones, Jerry Wexler, or Sam Phillips? Old Owl mentioning in the chat, Clapton pirated George Harrison's wife. I forgot about that, right? That's wild. Yeah, man. That was by Eric Clapton. I would say that he's got that pirate energy too. All right, let's see what you guys went with. Now this time we had 5 answers for Phil Spector, 2 for Quincy Jones, 1 for Jerry Wexler, and 3 for Sam Phillips. Really even split this time. We had 11 answers for that one. Your correct answer was Phil Spector. Yeah, notoriously wild producer Phil Spector. Widely regarded as one of the most influential record producers of all time, Phil Spector is perhaps now best known for killing his girlfriend in 2003. Spector died in prison in 2021, and yeah, the Ramones at one point were held hostage in a recording studio by that man. So, really crazy life. They made a biopic about him where Al Pacino plays Spector. It's worth checking out. All right, question number 9. Now, which Beatles album features the song The End, the only Beatles song with a Ringo Starr drum solo? All right, name that album. Is it The Beatles, aka The White Album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, Abbey Road, or Revolver? So which one of these Beatles albums had the song The End? It's the only Beatles song to feature a Ringo Starr drum solo. Was it The Beatles or The White Album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, Abbey Road, or Revolver? Fun fact, right? When they were asked if Ringo, famously the musicians in the Beatles were George and John and Paul, and they asked in a famous interview, is Ringo Starr the best drummer in the world? To which I think John replies, he's not even the best drummer in the Beatles. Yeah, he says not even the best drummer in the Beatles. That is cold-blooded, but that's maybe why they didn't let Ringo have a lot of drum solos. Answers that you guys went with. He's not even the best drummer in the band. We had 5 for the White Album. We had 3 for Sgt. Pepper, 2 for Abbey Road, and 1 for Revolver. This was a tougher answer. Your correct answer, it's Abbey Road. Abbey Road, your correct answer. So we're going to see some score flipping, I think. Let's get our last question on the board. Now, this is one of my favorite films. The World's End reunites actor Simon Pegg with his Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz co-star blank. So if you know those 2 films, you might know this trilogy. Simon Pegg and who? Was that Matt Lucas, James Corden, Ricky Gervais, or Nick Frost? So if you recognize their faces, you might know it. Once again, 2013's The World's End reunites actor Simon Pegg with his Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz co-star. Was that Matt Lucas, James Corden, Ricky Gervais, or Nick Frost? Got a few seconds left. Yeah, Mitch Dodge in the chat saying the Beatles are wild. Hella lore around their band. It's it's like you're one of the biggest bands in all history. There's gonna just be some crazy stories about you. We could do a whole trivia night just about random Beatles facts. All right, now let's see what you guys thought the answer was for this one. All right, we had 3 for Matt Lucas, 2 for Ricky Gervais, and 6 for Nick Frost. Your correct answer, he is Nick Frost. Yeah, these are some of my favorite films: Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End, known as the Cornetto trilogy. And all 3 of them, they're kind of just these like lovable pair of friends. Kind of. The World's End's a little bit different, but they're really great films, and they're all crazy fun action time too. All right, so we got those answers in. It's time to declare our winner. We're going to find out who our finale finisher is and our trivia traveler. So we're only going to do 3 rounds of trivia here tonight, and it's time to see how you did. I think we had some new players get in on that round too, so we're going to see where you were able to get to, even if you joined us a little bit late. So in third place, we got CC DeVille. CC DeVille is going to have a chance to be Trivia Traveler with the points that they added up. We also have Brandy San Diego. She had a good night too, 633 points. And in first place, it's Max Nuker. Way to go, Max Nuker. So in back-to-back weeks, we had Max Nuker and our last round of the night with the most points for that round. Mitch Dodge in fourth place. So if he's going to have that shot at getting 3 wins in a row, it might come down to that ordered question. So we'll see. You got to make sure it's fair and fun. But let's see the rest of our stats. We had Turbo and J-Dog both with over 500 points. Anana getting in there with 385. Darren, Casserole, Jenny. Looks like we had a new player or 2 there. I know they only got to see the last couple questions, so won't hold it against you, but we want to shout you out and thank you for playing. Who was that? Sally Meatloaf and Matt G. So thank you guys.
Check us out next Tuesday.
Yeah, we're here every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. We do a live trivia show, and if you like that, then you're gonna like the trivia show. We will be back here next Tuesday. That'll be our last one for the year because we're not gonna be here Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve. So next week will be our last show of the year. We'll definitely have some New Year related things, maybe a little bit more holiday related stuff, and we'll have a whole 5 rounds of trivia for you. We will be back with 5 rounds of trivia. Adriana in the chat, Anana, shout out Brandy. Yeah, shout out Brandy in second place that round. But so thank you, Sally and Matt, for jumping in with us at the end of that game. Thank you, everybody who got answers in for that round. With all that said, it's time to find out who our trivia traveler is tonight. I do think it's going to be close here at the top. So let's find out. In third place, overall, it's CC DeVille. A good, strong game. Way to go, CC DeVille. You are our third place. Mitch Dodge coming up just short, 1649 in second place, which means, hey, Turbo.
Hey. Yeah, well, I mean, how close was it?
It was actually pretty close, about
points?
80. Sorry, yeah. 90 points. Yeah. 80
Mitch
to
answered more questions than me, though.
Also very true. And, it's one of those crazy things where it's like, there's part of me that doesn't want you to, like, Mitch had the right answer. He knew it, right? But it's kind of the same thing as a fat finger situation, right? It's like, we don't give people the points.
Yeah,
so.
You got to risk the fat finger to get the answer question correctly.
Right. So, it's kind of like the Kansas City Chiefs, right? They still got to go out there and play the games to get that 3rd Super Bowl. And maybe the refs will help them out along the way. But maybe they're still going to have to get it done. So, yeah, it happens. Thank you, Mitch, for being a good sport about it.
Yes.
And then Brandy, once again, right there outside of our top 3. She's always getting good points. Just outside, I think it was a difference of like 10 between 3rd and 4th. Let me pull it up on my side.
While you're doing that, guys, do me a favor so I don't have to send everybody links, especially some of you that I know that I send links to via text. Just all you have to do is hit that bell icon and select all on your Trivia Tavern on YouTube subscription, and 30 minutes before the show, it'll get you a little push notification.
Yeah. So, if you guys hit that like button, subscribe, it'll make sure that it's really easy for you guys to just tune in, get set up, and get into the game, because it's I know it can be kind of hard to go and find the chat or find the stream, but if you hit that subscribe button, it'll notify you and let you do it, especially Twitch too. It'll send you the email, right? So either way you're doing it, if you hit that follow, you subscribe, you're not going to miss out on an episode. Mitch, it was a tough trivia tonight.
And Adriana saying, hey, thank you, Danny. And once again, Danny, we can't do it without you. You're the trivia host, man. You're the magic that keeps us tuning in week after week after week. Your questions are unparalleled in their uniqueness.
Thank you.
And I just want to say thanks a lot.
Thank you very
along
much,
with
Turbo.
everyone else in the trivia.
And I always want to give it back. Thank you, Turbo, for sure, because we cannot have the show. This all happens. He makes the magic happen. We're talking about some of the stuff that he's got going with our clips. If you haven't checked out our YouTube channel too, you can see a lot of these clips.
We're dumping the shorts on there.
So yeah, check out the YouTube channel because you can see the shorts. And if you miss a week, it's a really cool way to just get a little trivia fix. And we got some really fun stuff that we're working on. So shout outs to Turbo. Shout out Mitch Dodge. Just want to shout you out as always. And shout out Turbo's our trivia traveler tonight. He's won the title before. Shout out Cece DeVille getting third place.
I relinquished I'm disqualified, let's just say. So, everybody else.
Yeah, everybody is a trivia traveler.
Everybody's a traveler tonight.
Hey there, Muthman. Thank you for jumping in and chatting with us for the first time. We're going to be calling it a night right now, but if you like trivia, if you have a good time, just seeing the little bit that you saw, make sure you check us out again soon because, we'll be back next Tuesday. Last Trivia Tavern of the year.
Yeah, and also remember, this was a shortened game, and just as we don't really give credit to the Dodgers of that short game season,
That's right.
I'm not really going to take full credit of this ring.
Yeah, it counts in the stat book, but we'll kind of
There's
be
an
like,
asterisk
it's
next to it.
little asterisk one. Don't look any further. I'm not sure what that's in reference to, Owl, but it's okay. So we will be back next Tuesday. 5 rounds of trivia when we come back next Tuesday. Last Trivia Tavern of the year. And then we'll be back with, I guess it'll be the 7th of January with our first Trivia Tavern for the new year. There's a song link. Got it. Thank you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for playing. I hope you guys had a good time. We will be back next week with more trivia. As always, you guys know I like to leave you with my favorite fun fact is that if you take Wondle and you add Wondle, you get Toodles. Until next time.